Morning, everybody. I hope everybody is well and healthy still this morning. I am going to talk about the assignment that's been posted for today, and it is 7.2. It's called Word Power. So if you've gone online to pick it up, it should look like this. And I'm going to give you a few instructions the same way that I would in class, except I'm just not standing in front of you. So if you flip over the page, it is actually page 108, but the page number is not there. And so I want to go over a few things on there. So part A is about understanding the selection. And the first question says to use point form. So you're only putting down point form to retell the story. And then the second part, there's a prompt there that you're supposed to use. This selection reminds me of. So think about what connections you can make to that piece of reading that you've just done. And then lastly, there's a reflection, and a reflection means I think that, and it is whatever you think about. You have an extending piece down there, which we don't normally do, so you're not doing that. And then also the B part where it says critical thinking, problem solving, you can scratch that off as well. And then on page 109, you are going to try and find a letter to the editor. It can be from the local newspaper, or you can go online and choose an article that interests you, and then answer the questions that are below, because it's about what interests you. And then the three part about sharing the letter, you don't need to share the letter because that would be with classmates, and so we're not actually in a classroom, so we can't do that. And then the D part where it says writer's craft, you are going to do that. It's about formal and informal language. So there's some information there on what is formal language, what is informal language. And we've talked about that before, and what is slang and what are idioms. So I don't need to review. There's a little bit of review there for you. If you need it, you can do that, and then follow the instructions that are underneath. The third question there says to check a piece of check your portfolio for a piece of writing, and you haven't made a portfolio this year, so you don't have to do anything with that. And then on the last page, on the back, so it is a pretty short assignment today, is some work on language conventions. Okay, so in order to be coherent, there are three things that you're looking at here, and one of them is transitional words and phrases, pronouns, and repetition. So those are ways that you can improve the coherence in your writing. And you can see on the chart there are some categories. In other words, what are you trying to do? So if you're trying to add something in, so you have maybe a first and a second, you can use the examples there they're using for you to add into what you're writing is as well, furthermore, in addition. And then underneath the categories underneath the categories column, there are other categories. So if you're doing comparison, if you're doing conclusion, depending on what it is, and some examples on the right hand side of that chart in that column. And so there are also some ways of using pronouns to help connect your sentences and ideas, and there are also some ways of using repetition to help you connect and reinforce ideas. And then in the bottom part, there's a piece there asking you to use transitional words to finish the closed assignment there in the paragraph that's below. So that's today's assignment. And remember, if you are unable to print your assignment off, you can do your answers in a Google Doc or a Word doc and then send that to me, but make sure that you are putting the page numbers down and the question numbers down, so I know what it is that you are answering. Otherwise, I have to send it back to you, and you may not want me to keep sending it back and forth. You might want to just do it once. So you can do that. And if you have any other questions, be sure to email me, bwalker@ffsd.mb.ca. So have a great day, you guys. I miss you. I'm hoping that you're staying healthy and keeping social distance so that we can help flatten the curve. Bye for now.